guys, welcome back to the Visions podcast. Today I am joined by Ben Quigley, who is a vision of theatre and also has appeared in a vertical drama as well. Hi, Ben.
Hey,
Can you just give us a little background and introduction to yourself for people who may not know you?
yeah, of course. So hi, my name is Ben Quigley. I'm 21 years old and I am a London-based actor, singer, performer. Um, and yeah, I've been in the industry for about a year now after training for a long time. And so, yeah.
So you were in stage school and you did Into the Woods at stage school.
Yes.
So when was that? Was that
That would have been in November of 2024. So that was, I did a bit of theatre when I was younger, but that was my first proper time in like a big show since starting training. And it was really fun. I was lucky enough to be playing Rapunzel's prince, so I got to sing an absolute banger of a song in the show as well.
had you seen the film before?
Yes, I'd seen the film, but I was, if I'm honest, I'm not too fond on the film. I've seen a lot I've seen a lot of stage adaptations of it, and I definitely prefer seeing it on stage. The film, in my opinion, it cut out a lot of the best songs.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
See, I love the film. I'm just going to say that.
It is a good film. It's just I think the musical is actually better, but yeah.
Was theatre always something you wanted to go into?
So I used to sing. I've been singing since I was a child, and basically, it was quite a funny story. So but my older brother auditioned for the Les Mis movie, and this is when I must have been like six, like yeah. And so he's auditioned for Les Mis, and he's come back to my dad's house and told me, and I had no idea. Like that this was an actual thing that you could actually audition for shows and stuff. And from that moment, I was like, okay, I want to be in movies and stuff. And then I kept singing up. And in 2018, I auditioned for the Brit School, thinking I was auditioning for theatre, but I accidentally auditioned for musical theatre. And then that kind of sparked my love for everything stage and everything shows, musicals. And since that point, it's all I've wanted to do.
Nice. So after theatre school, you went to the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yes, so well, I did Edinburgh Fringe whilst I was in second year at Arts Ed. So it was in that summer, and that was my yeah, you could say that was my professional debut on like stage and stuff, and that was really fun. The show was called A Show About Tomorrow. It was an original piece written by one of my friends who I actually went to Brit with, and it was directed by him. And the whole concept of the show that I really liked was there was four endings. So we about 25, 30 minutes of the show was different each day. So the way it would work was we had all these four endings written, rehearsed, and we had walked through each way the show could go. And then we'd be at the beginner's call waiting behind the curtain each show, and the audience would vote one to four of which ending they would like. And then we'd put on that ending. And so it kept you on your feet the whole time because you can prepare for something, but you don't know exactly what you're preparing for until the show starts, which was crazy, but it was so fun.
So I've seen a lot of, especially comedians who do Edinburgh Fringe before they do their tour, that they
Yeah.
don't get a chance to go round the festival. Well,
Yeah.
if they've got a show on, did you find that?
So our show, I can't actually remember what time our show was, but we were an afternoon show, and so it meant that I had the whole evening free. So I mean, sometimes we were just really tired and we'd go back and we would just sleep for the rest of the day. But obviously, when in Edinburgh, we wanted to go out and explore. So I think I saw a few shows, but I saw more comedy things at nighttime. Like we'd go out, we'd have a couple drinks, and we'd watch a comedy show, and we would just laugh the night away. But I'd say I maybe saw about five shows whilst I was there. Some good, some questionable, but that's what we love about Fringe.
Yeah, I've never been, so I'm not all together with it, but we'll maybe one day.
You should. It is a really fun experience.
So out of those five shows, was there a show that you would have liked to have been in?
Um, There wasn't one that I saw that I would have loved to be in. However, in the same theatre that I was in Paradise Gardens, I'm pretty sure it was called. And so there was a few different stages in that theatre. And so we were in one of the stages, and every day when we were in our stage, the last 5 years was in the stage next to us. So I'd be backstage hearing all the songs from the last 5 years, and I would love to play Jamie at some point. So I'd say that show.
So you went on to, after Edinburgh Fringe, you had your first professional acting job,
Yes.
but it was on screen instead of on stage.
Yes.
So it was obsessed with being his prey.
Yes, that was so fun. I've always, my kind of goal in my whole career is I want to kind of path away into screen acting, and I would really like to be in a like limited series or something like that. And so to have experience on camera for my first professional paid job was honestly not like all I could ask for, and it was such an incredible experience. And like the team was so supportive of me, even in times like I remember the first day I went in and I was pooping myself. I was so scared because I was just like, I mean, imposter syndrome comes in. I'm like, I've never worked before, and I've been cast as the lead in this show. Like, are they okay? Is has something went wrong or anything? And so they were very supportive of me the whole time, and were constantly making sure I was okay and stuff. And it was honestly just the best kind of welcoming into the industry I could have ever received.
So how did it come about to get that role?
I remember I must have so we started filming at the end of August. So the process was so fast. I found out I had booked it maybe 4 days before we started filming. And so I had done my first audition, which was just a self-tape, and I'd sent it off. And so obviously I played Elias. My first self-tape was for Elias, and then they got back to my agent the day after and asked me to actually tape for Oliver instead. And so I did some tapes for Oliver, and they then recalled me to have the chemistry call with different actors. It was over Zoom like this. And so I get in there and I was thinking, okay, cool. They want me for Oliver. So I prepped all the Oliver stuff, and then I join and they go, so we'd really like to see your stuff for Elias. And I was like, whoa, I haven't done any of this. But then they gave me about like 5 minutes to read through everything. And there was must have been like 6 scenes that we did. And then I did those scenes as Elias, and then I'd also did them as Oliver with different actors to fill the chemistry and stuff. And Ashley, my co-star, wasn't actually in that. But from that, I I didn't hear anything for 2 days, and then like the third day, I got a call from my agent saying, "Oh, I'd booked it, and I was starting filming later that week." And I was like, it was a slow burn because from January to August, I had had a few things that I was very close to, but I obviously hadn't booked any jobs yet. And so the feeling of getting that phone call from my agent saying, "You've booked this, you've been offered this, this is your first job," was honestly, I remember I was at Ealing Broadway Station, literally about to get a line bike back to my house because I was at an audition earlier that day. And the amount of just joy I felt, it felt surreal.
So were you a fan of vertical dramas? Had you seen any vertical dramas before you got this?
Honestly, I had seen maybe one or two on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, and then just I'd seen one on TikTok and then started like just watching a few of the episodes because they are quite addictive to watch.
Oh God, yeah.
Because the stakes are so high. But I didn't actually know it was a whole industry in itself. So it was Obsessed was the first time I kind of got exposed to that industry. And I'm really grateful I did because I think it's a really cool industry and a really cool concept. And there's a lot of that like everyone talks about them. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot
Yeah.
of yeah.
It's grown in the past few years, really.
That's yeah, like honestly, and especially because everyone's on their phones nowadays and stuff. There's a lot of reach, is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so through that, you were the lead alongside Ashley.
Yep.
Was that daunting at all?
Um, To be honest, because I'd found out so late, and it was so fast to get into filming. I had no time to think about who I was acting with or anything. I had time to think about, right, I need to learn my lines. And so I was stressful, but not too much with the actors. And honestly, meeting Ashley, so me and Ashley met the day before we started filming because we had to have a costume call.
Yeah.
So we met in an office with the director, the producer, and the costume team. We did a table read and everything. And he's so lovely. Me and him still talk to this day. He's a really nice guy, and I'm really happy I got to share that with him.
So I've spoken to two other vertical stars who say that there is a small amount of time to film. How long was your?
Oh, so it was over 10 days altogether with 2 days off. So it was 8 days of filming. Um, some days were 12-hour shoots, some days were 15-hour shoots. It was very intense. But if I'm honest, I quite like that because it's short and sweet. There's no time for there to be ups and downs. You just remember it as a process and a project that you just kind of hold in your heart with good memories.
Did you ever find it intense a bit, maybe at some points during the
Yes.
time?
Yeah, so when it got to like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and we had been filming for 12 hours, I was absolutely exhausted, just like living off of coffee. But with our work, and my industry, there's sometimes where you go 2, 3 months without work, and then you have these kind of moments where it's very intense. So you get enough rest to be able to plow through those kind of days. And if I'm honest, I kind of proved to myself that I can do it,
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
nice. Yeah.
Because I do enjoy that vertical. It's one of my favorites.
No, thanks.
So last time I checked, which was actually today, was it's at 1.2 million views on Good Short.
Really?
Yes. Did you ever expect it to reach that many people?
No, if I'm honest, like not really. Obviously there's some that get a lot of attention and some that don't get any. And even I remember when I was watching the views when it first came out, it got up to 100,000 views, and I was like, there is no way 100,000 people have taken time to watch my work. It's so crazy. And 1.2 million is such a large number of people to kind of get your head around that have seen my work. And like it got a lot of good attention as well. People enjoyed it, which just it made me feel very happy, and it kind of still feels surreal that that many people have taken time out of their days to like watch what I do as a living.
Do you think it should be more popular in the UK, vertical
Yeah, I wish it
dramas?
was. I would because I think it's like even just the companies and stuff, a lot of it happens in the USA. And so there's been a couple times where I've had a producer reach out to me about filming a vertical, and I can't do it because it's in the USA and the visa whole situation. So
Yeah.
yeah, I wish there was more going on for it in the UK, but I think it is going to pick up in the next couple years as the whole kind of industry gets bigger and more known. Um, and also, I feel like a lot of the UK ones are like period dramas, kind of, or like old fashioned. I'd love to see some more, even like a proper high school in the UK. It would be lovely to see some verticals in that
Yeah.
kind of setting. So yeah,
Because I didn't know that Soda Planet Productions is from the UK, which was the production team behind
yes.
Obsessed. So that was a shock to me when I came across it because I didn't know there was any production for verticals in the UK.
Yeah, so there's a few. It's still on the rise though. It's
Yeah.
there are a few that go on. It's just not as big as say the USA at the moment. But hopefully that changes.
Do you think Obsessed with Being His Prey could return for a second part?
Me and Ashley talk about this quite often. Both of us would be very happy if it did. I do not know if it will though. I feel like because on our last day of filming, we had a talk with the client from Good Short. We had a talk with the producers, and we were all saying and the writers, and we were saying like, yeah, we would love to do a season two. if the Reach does well. And obviously the Reach did end up, it did do well. Like you said, there's 1.2 million that have watched it. But I feel like it's kind of it's time's past now. If I got an email tomorrow saying there was a season two, I would drop everything and go and do it. But I just feel like if it was going to happen, it would have happened in November, December time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd always be down to do it too.
So did you learn, because you acted with some actors who've done loads, did you learn anything from them that you've taken into other aspects of your work?
Um, Let me think. It's such a different skill to theatre. I wouldn't say any skills correspond because for when I'm on stage, it's so much your body language and your body is moving to kind of show emotions, whereas on screen and on camera, because it's so intimate and close up, it's all in your eyes. So I mean, I definitely learned the one thing that Ashley used to tell me that I have taken on board is if one person in the scene's acting very heightened, it makes a really good contrast for the other person to be really chilled out, which is kind of what we had going on in all of our scenes because Elias is, bless him, he's a very anxious boy and
Yeah.
he's very, not over the top, but he's very like heightened. And Oliver, the whole time was very just chill and relaxed into it, which made quite a nice contrast. So I've definitely brought that kind of lesson with me into any kind of project I do.
Yeah. So you've done Edinburgh Fringe and you've done Obsessed with Being Your Prey. So you got instant audience reaction from Edinburgh Fringe
Yes.
and not instant from Obsessed because you had to wait for it to come out and see what the. How do you? What's the best thing for you? Do you like the instance or do you like the waiting?
It's really, it really depends. So, because I like camera, and even so, it really depends what show I'm doing. So, for example, at the moment in Romeo and Juliet, when the audience are participating, it makes it so much easier to play off of them, especially because the way we're doing it is a modern version. And so, a lot of Romeo's soliloquies and stuff, I will say out to the audience. And so when they're participating with me, I can really like ramp it up and stuff, which I enjoy. But then in Dubai, when I was doing carols by candlelight over there, I had my in-ears in the whole time so that I couldn't hear the audience. So I was really involved in the show and in my scenes and stuff. So it really does just depend on what kind of project I'm doing. I think, if anything, screen is probably what I prefer. I prefer waiting. However, with screen, obviously you get a lot of love for it, but a lot of negativity as well. So I had a lot of rude comments said to me. And it's just because you're exposed to everywhere online. So
Social
yeah.
media can be hard then for you.
Yeah, but it's part of our career, do you know what I mean? And I mean like if you a lot of people like to just dwell on the negative, but if you actually look at the percentage of positive compared to negative, you're not ever going to please everyone in life.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. So you just mentioned it. You jetted off to Dubai then
Yeah.
for Carols by Candlelight. Now, I found a clip of like a 30-minute clip actually of someone recording that
Oh,
show, to
really?
be honest. Yes, on YouTube. Didn't think I would be able to because I looked everywhere.
I didn't
So,
know that's out there.
first of all, did you know about Carols by Candlelight?
I had never heard of it. I had never heard of Expo 2020, any of this until I got the audition. But I mean, I quite like going into things that I have no idea about and learning about it. And that job was honestly just the best time ever. I'd been to Dubai for one day on a crossover because my family are from South Africa. So on a crossover to go see them, I spent a day there. But I had always wanted to go there properly. And I remember when that crossover was in April, I put a photo on my story on Instagram outside the Dubai Opera saying, "Where do I hand in my CV?" Later on that year, I worked in Dubai. So honestly, it was just That was so surreal as well. All my jobs have just been so surreal, and it just doesn't feel real that I'm actually living this life.
Did you expect Dubai to be that Christmassy, really? Because I
No,
looked at it and I thought, oh my God, Dubai really go
they
all
they go,
out.
yeah, I know. No, not at all. I was really surprised when I saw Christmas and Dubai, but like just like everywhere, there is people with each religion, and there's people who celebrate each different thing over there. And honestly, I think the people I met in Dubai, strangers, colleagues, anyone, it was so lovely, and everyone was so welcoming over there.
So you were on the stage and there was visuals going above you.
Yeah.
Were you ever able to take all of that in of how they did everything? And
Well, no, not too much when we did the show. If I like, there were some points in the show where like, oh, we're in Sugar Plum Land, and so like looking around, I get to actually see everything. But a lot of the time, we're just in the scenes with each other. However, because we obviously had to tech the show before, we had 3 days of tech rehearsals. We got to see everything before we actually put everything onto stage. So the visuals were just insane. I've never ever seen a theatre quite like it, and it's an open air as well, which is so cool. Yeah, the whole thing was just amazing, and the arena was just so beautiful.
bet the audience just loved it. But you loved
Yeah.
the audience reaction as well.
Yeah, well, so I remember because I've got a few videos that like my producer had taken backstage of us. So whilst I was in the show, that first off, I didn't really want to hear the audience because I didn't want to be taken out of what I was doing, and second of all, because it was such a big arena, that the sound delay, there was about a second of delay, so I had my in-ears in the whole time. And so I remember at the end of my number, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, I hold a position whilst they're applauding. I could not hear anything, so I wasn't too sure if there was cheers or not. And then my producer sends me the video of it, and I watched it, and I was like, "Whoa, wait, the audience loved this. It was really cool."
So I expect that you would love to go back if the
Oh
opportunity
yeah,
came.
I would. If any kind of theatre in Dubai, I would love to go back again and do something out there.
Yeah. So what was it like performing in another country?
Um, if so in my mind, it's not that the stakes are lower, but I get less anxious performing in a different country, and I think it's because it's away from like the industry, especially in London, is so small. And also I find in London there's a lot more critiquing of people's work. Whereas in other countries, people just appreciate that you've put the hard work in to put on this show, and they go to enjoy their time instead of critiquing someone's
Yeah.
work and their craft. And so I love it. I think there's no anxiety for me, and I get to just enjoy my time and have the best time on stage, which then in return produces some of my best work.
Is West End something you'd like to do?
Yes, I definitely, that's one of my next steps is I'd love to be on the West End.
What
Yeah.
sort of show would you like to be in?
Oh, there's a new one coming from Broadway at the end of this year that I love called The Outsiders. But if I'm honest, I just kind of I would love to do something serious, something that leaves the audience. I love doing comedy and I like doing like your Be Happy kind of shows, but something where where the audience are leaving questioning things or like really having to ponder. I love doing those kinds of stuff.
I think you'd be good in a ghost story, to be honest.
In Ghost.
In a ghost story, I can't remember what the
Oh,
numbers are.
oh, 222.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw that. I really wish I saw that one.
So you've just got back from Italy.
Yes.
Is that for the Easter break, is it?
Yeah, so I fly back out next week.
Okay, so you're doing Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah.
and you are a lead in
Yes, I'm
Romeo and
playing
Juliet.
Yes, I'm playing Romeo at the moment.
Yeah, that must be a privilege to be a lead in a Shakespeare play.
Oh my gosh, it is insane. And to like it's such an iconic role. Everyone knows who Romeo from Romeo and Juliet is. So to
Yeah.
have to say that I have done that in my first year of being in the industry is honestly just insane. And I
Yeah.
still like have to pinch myself sometimes that I'm like actually playing Romeo.
So there's many versions out there of Romeo and Juliet. So what is
Yes.
different about this one that you're in?
So our one is, I believe it's the first time it's been done as a musical. So obviously there's and Juliet, but ours is the actual story of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
So the way it works is we've still got some of the original Shakespearean language in it. However, because in Italy they don't speak English natively, the text is a little bit lowered down. And so a lot of it is more modern English, and we really have to focus on talking slower and being more precise with our pronunciation and stuff like this. And that's where the songs also come into it. So it's a jukebox musical with pop music, um, and the songs really help push the story along. So in the show, I sing six songs throughout. Juliet sings four, and then some of the other characters sing in some of the different songs as well. But it's yeah, it's like a modernized musical version. It's the best way I would describe it is sort of like and Juliet, but make it the actual Romeo and Juliet story.
Nice. So I always hear about, first of all, is community in theatre.
Yeah.
You build communities, whatever show you do.
Yeah.
Do you find that in every show that you've done so far, is that community is the main thing really that you build? And
Yes, and like with the classmates as well, especially when you're working internationally, um, and you're staying in the same hotels, you're with each other every day. You do become like a family, and it makes leaving them very hard, especially when they're shorter contracts. It's like you've built up so much chemistry with this whole cast, and then it's just you do your last show and it's done. Um, but no, honestly, I don't know what I would do without my castmates, especially in the job I'm in right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
So in Italy, there's amazing architecture. You've got amazing theatres that you're performing in.
yeah.
That must be a privilege as well to perform in that sort of landscape that Italy is really.
Yeah, it's insane. Some of the theaters we've been in have just been drop dead gorgeous. Like we were in Milan last week, and then we did a day or two in Brescia. And the theater, so Brescia is just outside of Milan, and the theater we were in there is honestly the most beautiful one I've ever seen. It was lovely though. It was like a teal blue all around. It was lovely wooden chairs. It was just so stunning. And to say I performed in so many theaters is wild. Like we've done the whole of South Italy, I've done the whole of Sicily, and now we're um for the end of the first leg, we were up north, and now when I go back for my second leg of the tour, we're up north the whole time. And so I've seen most of Italy, which it's a country I'd never been to, but I'd always wanted to see. So to say that I got to see it working as Romeo is insane.
Did you ever look out at the theatre and think, wow, this is my job?
Yeah, so I basically do that every show because so before the audience come in, I kind of like to just sit on the stage and just look out and be like, this is actually what my life is now. Like the hard work paid off. So yeah, it's just surreal.
So being in the entertainment industry is tough. You haven't been in it for long, really, have you?
No, not at all.
So do you think you're building that resilience in the entertainment industry?
Yes, I think especially because I did 7 years of training beforehand, and like out of those 7 years, we had our ups and we had our lows as well. And so I've definitely built a thick enough skin, like an because there's a lot of no's in my industry. And I mean on paper, the amount of work I've had in a year is very good and it looks very good. But if you compare it to the amount of no's I've had in the same year, like the ratio is really a small percent of jobs you actually book. But you need a thick skin. You can't let a single no put you down. So like even the thing that I've learned, because I remember before I booked any jobs, I was getting a lot of no's, or I was getting to a final and then they were considering me and last minute they'd say no, we don't want you. And those kind of things beat me up. But now I've actually started working when I don't actually now get happy or excited about a job until the contract's signed because that's when I know, okay, it's mine. And I think it's the healthiest way to be because if you were to let every single no put you down, you would not survive in this industry.
So at the beginning of your career, did you ever think, oh, am I right for this industry?
Yes. Yes, there was a good few months there where I was really considering is this the right thing for me? But then as soon as work picked up, I realized no, this is 100% the thing that I want to do. Um, and it's the thing that I'm going to keep on working towards so I can make it my full career.
I think it's definitely working for you because I think you are good at what you do.
Thank you.
So what keeps you grounded in this industry?
Um, I'm very big on everything fitness, running, all of these kinds of things. And it's finding, first off, those kind of teach me that results don't show in a day. Results take time, and it's still showing up each day and trying to better yourself 1% each day is what is going to take you further. Like you can't build a house without laying down the first brick. Um, and so, yes, it's just very much staying patient and staying humble as well. Like you can never feel entitled or expect something to go your way. You have to still work, show up, and do the basics to receive the rewards of the industry.
If whoever watches this and wants to go into the creative industries, what message would you give them?
I would say follow your heart and don't try to be someone else. So, yes, look at other actors and look at other people in this industry and admire their journeys, but don't try and make your journey the same as theirs because you are not, none of us are the same. And the thing that actually will get you work in this industry is staying true to yourself, and your uniqueness is what's going to sell you. So yeah, stay true to yourself and obviously take inspiration from people, but pave your own way in.
Nice. So every episode I do with Visions, I ask questions of each little genre that I want to put in this thing, and who are your visions?
Okay, nice.
So, first of all, it's visions of TV. So that could be an actor, an actress, or a TV show that you love or admire.
Cool. I absolutely love. I watched it in December when I was in Dubai, and then the third season just came out recently. It's called The Night Agent on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I love kind of the true crime TV shows. I'd love to be in one day. But that one is basically so he starts off as just he's in the an office in the White House, and basically what they have is they have secret agents around the world who are gaining information from different countries and stuff. And if one of them gets into trouble, they call the certain number, and that guy picks it up. But then loads of things end up going bad. The government's corrupted, and so it's 3 seasons of him saving the government, and it's really cool.
So a movie that you love, or a movie actress or actor that you love.
Um, an actor that I love, and I think it's just because ever since I was at Brit school, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man came out when I was in Brit school, and Tom Holland went to the Brit school. So anything that Tom Holland does, a massive movie that I watched. That honestly, I've watched it 2 or 3 times, and I bawl my eyes out every single time. It's on Apple TV. It's called Cherry, and it's Tom Holland's war movie, and it is just so sad. The story is so he's at university and he meets this girl. They fall in love. Then she gets scared and tells him she's going to move home. And so out of sadness, he joins the army. And then she decides she wants to stay with him, but he has to go away and serve his time in the army. He comes back and he's got PTSD and it sends him down a very dark path that she follows. And the whole movie is just so captivating.
Are you ready for the new Spider-Man movie then?
I am. Yeah. I cannot wait.
So, your visions of music.
Music is such a very big part of my life. I'm always listening to music. My favorite artists would have to be Frank Ocean, obviously. I really like Giveon. Giveon, I really like his new album, and I've liked all of his music since he started with is it Heartbreak Anniversary. Since then, I've loved him, and Daniel Caesar as well. So I like my kind of chill R&B kind of style music.
Nice. So, can you describe obsessed with being his prey in one word or a phrase?
In a word, hmm, that's hard. I would say unexpected. Unexpected. There's a lot of turns, there's a lot of twists in the
Yeah,
story and stuff, and it's quite
definitely.
dark as well.
I think I is it?
I mean, not too much. I don't think the way they filmed it is, but some of the stuff that happens in the script is,
Okay, let's
yeah,
say the neck cracking, maybe.
yeah.
Um, theatrical actor or actress you admire?
A theatrical actor I admire would be probably Jack Wolf. He's
Yeah,
obviously he's just been Orpheus in Hades Town, and he did Gabe in Next to Normal, which has always been one of my dream roles. Um, I just love the way he performs. I love his voice, and just yeah, I would strive to have a career like that as well.
his voice is amazing.
Oh, isn't it just? It's like butter.
And an author or a book you love?
A book I love. I'm really bad for reading. I kind of, if I read scripts, not so much books. I would say, mm, I couldn't actually say one, you know. Like I read too many scripts over plays, over books even.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine. That's perfectly fine. So, last little game is this or that.
cool.
So I give you two options. You have to pick one that's best suits you.
Yeah,
Okay, you ready?
nice. Yeah.
Broadway or West End?
Oh, Broadway, Broadway.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram. Yeah.
iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
Cinema or theatre?
Theatre.
Halloween or bonfire night?
Halloween.
Country walk or city stroll?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I would say I live in London, so country walk.
Okay. TV or book?
TV.
City or beach?
Oh, beach.
Night in or night out?
Night out.
Musicals or plays?
Musicals.
Alone time or time with friends?
Alone time. Yeah.
Perfect. That's it.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ben, for joining me. And to everyone watching, I'll see you next time for the Visions podcast.